We haven't actually heard much about how it went. How did the U20 camp go?
It was a good camp, preparation camp for the World Cup. We had one friendly, and the team's getting ready. I think we're ready for the tournament.
How much did you play in the friendly, and what was the result of it?
We played Pachuca, and we played 60 minutes. They had two teams playing 60 minutes, yeah.
And so you just played 60 minutes?
Yeah.
And then what's been the conversation with as far as the expectations for the U20 World Cup and your involvement?
Get to a final. I think that's kind of our mentality, but we have to take it game by game and see what happens.
Can we kind of rewind a little bit with the Leagues Cup? Is it true that Messi said that you're never going to play in Europe?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes during the game, I'm just playing and he's talking and I kind of just zone out, so I don't really know if that's what he said, but as far as I know, that's not true.
And the other clarification was that you said that Mexico owes Argentina one. Is that true too?
It was just a bit of rivalry between the two countries. I know he said that there's no rivalry, but Argentina it's a fact. Argentina has had Mexico's numbers, so that's it. Yeah.
And it kind of all leads to the outside of the fight stuff, but kind of the fun of it. The fact that you guys were able to beat a team like that and to beat Messi. Yeah. What was the reaction after for you and kind of living these past few days with that?
So I didn't really get to soak it all in because I went to camp the day after, but I mean the performance by the whole team was just impressive. I got a lot of messages of, no one stopped running, like just the team mentality and attitude that we showed. Even at national team camp, they were telling us, like, your team doesn't stop, and stuff like that. So I think the most important thing was the collective and how everyone pitched in, and that's kind of what I highlight from that game.
Obed, how do you contextualize everything that happened? Right, you have this almost perfect game against Messi. You have this phenomenal win. Then the scrum happens. You get hit, punched by Busquets. Where does it all lie for you? Like, how do you? There's so many highs, so many emotions happening.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think there's still room to improve during the game. Even I think in the second half, they had two chances, and that could have changed the whole game. And that's kind of where the whole team grew together and figured it all out. But then what happens after the game, I mean, it's out of my control. And the team is happy that we won, and that's kind of like the emotions, just happy, proud of the team. We worked so hard to get to a final and then face Miami, such a good team, and so we're just proud of the performance. I think for me, it was just being able to help the team win. That's it.
And as a player who has watched these legends and you've iconized, I mean, how's that mental part of one, hearing Messi being mad at you, seeing Busquets approach you in that way, how does that kind of go into the way you handle that whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, I try to keep calm, keep my cool. I know it was a final, and I mean, the last thing you want to do is get involved in that stuff. But on the field, we're all, opponents. I'm not really looking at what name they have on the back of their jersey, so I'm just looking to beat them. And obviously, I've watched them for a long time, so I know how they play. But those players are so special that they can make something out of nothing. So I'm just proud that the team won and the performance by everyone.
What does this kind of do as far as the rematch? How are you kind of looking at that then?
Well, this is different. This is a league game, and we need the 3 points. It's going to be, I imagine, an intense game, but I think we've moved past that. That is behind us now, and we just need to get these 3 points to keep climbing in the stands because it's going to be a tough stretch.
Do you know when you're expected to report for the U20s?
I don't know yet.
That hadn't been.
Yeah.
And then I guess, what is your sort of what do you think this result does in terms of the team's attitude about how to finish the season?
I mean, we talked a little bit about when we won CONCACAF after we didn't have a good run, and it was a longer stretch. We had more games after that, but after you win a trophy, how do you keep that momentum going? And I think this team has it. the competitiveness in each training is key. Everyone fighting for a spot in the 11 is going to push everyone to get better, and I think that's kind of what's helped us to that trophy. Everyone pushing because we had injuries and guys stepped up and guys are coming back now, but there's going to be competition. I think that's what's going to keep us going.
What do you think about the popularity of Rothrock now since that match?
Yeah, I think it's well deserved. You know, Paul. I mean, for me, Paul has been inspiration because his career, his obstacles, and I've been close to him through many of them, and I've talked to him a lot, you know, on flights, on planes, and all the battles he had to go through, and so I think it's all deserved, and he's gonna keep going even further.
When you kind of take a player like that, like it's easy to sometimes think that because they're playing for a contract, that maybe they're playing well, or because they're like playing out of their mind. But he does have. If you watch him, you know, he does have talent. He does have skill, right? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's not to just like, he's playing Messi, so he's playing out of his mind kind of thing. Do you think that there's more respect for his talents now? Like,
I think he's definitely worked on it. I've seen it up close, and he's worked on a lot of things, and he's a very intelligent player. I think many people might oversee that. He's very analytical. He watches his video. He watches his games. He learns what he needs to get better at. He uses his resources. He talks to coaches, you know, those things. And, I mean, for me, it's just an example of how to be a pro. Paul is, you know, developed and become such an important piece of our team.
What do you expect out of this LA Galaxy game? I mean, playing the team 3 times, beating them 3 times, it's tough to beat one team 3 times in a year. You know, what do you expect from LA Galaxy this weekend?
Well, they have nothing to lose, so they can play free. They can play however they want. They might play younger guys, so that brings a lot of motivation, more intensity from a group. And we just have to not get complacent. You know, we talked about it. We beat them twice, but it's not going to be the same game. It's going to be just as hard. So we need to go in with the mentality that we have to get the 3 points.
Thanks, guys.
thanks.